is Jazzy. Welcome back to me talking about movies. Today we're going to be talking about Shadow in the Cloud. Now, this movie is an American, New Zealand horror thriller action film starring Chloe Grace Moretz.
Where's the fool's errand?
What the hell are you doing here?
I'm commissioned to this flight.
Captain!
We haven't got time for this right now. Put her in the Sperry until we get up in the air.
I'm supposed to guard this.
I'll guard it for you.
Contents are confidential.
Movie set in World War II in New Zealand. Moretz plays a flight officer named Maud Garrett who's been assigned to transport a mysterious classified bag, and she's assigned to join a B-17 flying fortress named the Fool's Errand. While she's on board, she's treated with as much respect as you would expect from men in the 1940s Air Force. While on board, she starts to notice a gremlin that's causing a bunch of malfunctions and is crawling all over the plane. Things get even more topside when they have to fight against attacks from the Japanese Air Force. The movie is written and directed by Roseanne Liang. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Now, she's not credited as a writer, but that's because the original writer, Max Landis, was fired due to sexual assault allegations. However, Liang completely rewrote the movie, but because of WGA rules, he still was credited as the writer. Now, to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of period war movies unless there's some kind of supernatural, sci-fi, or fantasy element. It's kind of why I was able to watch Wonder Woman and Captain America, is because of the more magical aspects. Although I don't think magical is the right term for that, but that's just what I'm going to call it. Because this movie has a lot of fantastical, I hope that's the right word, since this movie has a lot of fantastical elements to it, I really enjoyed it. However, the movie also does a good job setting up the environment. Since Garrett spends a majority of the film in the plane's ball turret, which is a spherical dome under the plane with the artillery, and because the film is in her perspective, we spend a majority of the film there as well. This sets up a lot of the film's tension since it gives the movie a claustrophobic feel. It gets even worse when the gremlin starts attacking Garrett in the ball turret as well. While the movie is an action film, it does have Garrett go through a lot of emotional beats, and Moretz nails them all. She's able to display Garrett's uneasiness, frustration, and determination throughout the film. So since she spends a majority of the film in the turret, she interacts with the rest of the cast through the plane's radio. Even though they aren't on screen for very long, we get a good idea of their characterizations through their interactions over the radio. Bad news is most of them are misogynistic assholes. The good news is it's pretty clear that we're meant to hate them. Now, if you think I'm exaggerating, we're pretty much bombarded with misogyny as soon as Garrett steps on the plane.
Maybe you can get lucky with one hand, but she's gonna need both hands from me, boy.
I cannot believe that there was a that close to me and I didn't even get a look. That's a real stealth fella.
Hello, boys. I hope you don't mind me tagging along today.
When she's not being sexually harassed, she's usually being undermined for being a woman. Luckily, we don't have to deal with sexism anymore. Am I right, ladies? Luckily, not all men are sexist creeps. In fact, one of the male characters, played by Nick Robinson, starts off as a sexist creep, but later starts to change his tune once he also sees the gremlin that Garrett sees. Another male character, played by Taylor John Smith, defends her throughout the film and pretty much believes her right at the start. Garrett holds her own as much as she can, and she proves how capable she is. I've loved Moretz ever since she was I almost called her Kick Girl. I've loved Moretz ever since she played Hit Girl and Kick Ass. And this movie shows how far she's come since then. I mean, she's always been talented and she's always been capable of kicking ass, but I feel like this is almost like her final form of being a badass. If that makes sense. The movie's action sequences are beautifully shot and exciting to watch. especially since I tend to zone out during a lot of action scenes, but this one completely captured my interest throughout. There are some action sequences that defy the laws of physics, but they are cool looking enough where I'm willing to suspend my disbelief. Although the movie only has one female character, it has a clear feminist message. It is always a mixed bag when movies do this, though. On one hand, story-wise, it makes sense why you would have one female character amongst a bunch of men, especially in this kind of story. Not only that, she is the main character, and she's fully realized and has a lot of agency. On the other hand, I always prefer to see more female characters on screen, especially if there's a chance of them interacting, a la Birds of Prey, for example. Shadow in the Cloud is in theaters, but with limited release thanks to the Hellverse that we live in. However, you can rent it on Vudu and Amazon. Just be aware that you're going to be paying the in-home movie pricing. If you are streaming it from home, and if you're lucky enough to have a big enough television, I definitely recommend trying to give yourself the full theater experience by, shutting lights off, and just playing and renting it in the best quality. This is the type of movie that's going to benefit. I personally watched it on my laptop and still enjoyed it, but I will admit, this is the kind of movie I do wish I was able to watch in theaters, or at least watch on a bigger screen. This is Liang's first action film, and even with a relatively small budget, she was able to create something that was fun, thrilling, and that has heart. I would highly recommend watching it if you're a fan of any type of action movie, to be honest. Anyway, if you've seen this movie, let me know what you think. If you see this movie thanks to my recommendation, also let me know what you think. Let me know if you agreed with me. Let me know if this movie lived up to any expectations that you have. Anyway, thanks for watching, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.